everybody. This is the LHS NHL podcast. I'm Ed.
And I'm Aaron.
And we are ready to talk some NHL with you guys today. And real great season so far. A lot of controversy, a lot of stuff happening. But we're going to start it off. Turnaround teams. What are you feeling? I got Aaron's team up here. What are you feeling about them?
Buffalo's really putting it in high gear this year. They started a really hot streak at the beginning of the season, and they're really just turning it around. Clubhouse, it's really making a big change. Good for the city of Buffalo. Great for the franchise. Great for the team.
Yeah. And another thing, Jeff Skinner, contract year, and he is playing by far his best hockey yet. Since I didn't know who he was before this season, so that has to mean something.
What do you think? Do you think they'll re-sign him? What do you think they'll do?
I don't know. I think they definitely have the room to re-sign him, I think, because they're a rebuilding franchise. They're not paying that much. Mm-hmm. But no one wants to live in Buffalo, so that does have something to do with it. Now that Vegas has a team, who wouldn't want to live there?
Honestly.
And we got the Islanders up here. Barry Trotz, the Capitals' old Stanley Cup winning coach. He's got the Islanders looking good. John Tavares is gone, so you'd think, they're not going to be amazing, but he's got the lines together, and they're a decent team this year.
What did you think about that when Washington got rid of Trotz? What was your reaction?
I was very mad because at first I thought, you know what, we got Ovi, we got Oshie, we got Holtby, we're good, man. And they are very good players, but honestly, their new coach sucks. I'm not going to lie. They literally have one line. They got just a little background. They got beat by the Predators 6-1 last night because they play no defense.
Yeah. Don't know how to pass.
Their passing is horrible.
And their power play has one play.
Yeah, and again, me and Aaron talked about it all the time. They got one power play. Just get it to Ovi in the corner, but still works. That was their only goal last night.
Somehow.
So
for 2 games in a row, that was their only goal.
It's getting a little dry out there, but Barry Trotz, I think he definitely he's earning respect right now because his lines are. It's rare that a coach makes that big of a difference, but when there is a good coach in hockey, it's very noticeable. So
yes, it's a great thing.
Yeah, and then we got. I was going to talk about Colorado, but recently they've been on a little downhill. But they started off the year well, so they weren't very good last year, so we'll include them
last year they went to wild card, so they weren't terrible, but they definitely have a bigger step forward this year.
They need lines, but they have Nate McKinnon, Mikko Rantanen, so they can get done. And then Calgary this year, it's really one guy, Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah,
Ed's
his favorite player.
I'm not saying, but he's kind of. A lot of people saying he's the next Sidney Crosby in a way because he is smaller. Sidney Crosby is super soft, so I don't think anybody can replicate that level of wimpiness.
That level of babiness is terrible.
But Johnny Gaudreau, he is their goal scorer. He's one of the fastest skaters in the league. He's a little guy. So he just, he like Crosby, he's able to sneak under guys, pretty much go through guys' legs all the time.
Yeah, so when you watch him play, what do you feel like? Have you ever seen him play?
I have not seen him play.
I've seen him play.
I've heard really good things about him, and I think they can get it done. They're top 4 in the league right now. I forget their specific placing, but they're winning games, and the Western Conference is bad. But,
so to have one good player out in the Western Conference, you really got a team.
You'll get it done, and and then segueing onto that, our Stanley Cup predictions.
So we're about halfway through the season. All-Star Game is coming up. Stanley Cup's in a route in June.
Yep.
So we're gonna. It's a little early, but it's gonna come up quick. So Ed, what are your predictions? What do you got?
I'm not going the easy road like my friend Aaron over here.
I took the right road,
but I'm going after that obliteration. Yes, Phoenix Copley was in for Washington at goal. Braden Holtby, he apparently got poked in the eye or something. I don't know. But they said for cautionary reasons he's not playing. And their backup goalie literally, I think, had 2 saves last night. And
2 saves on 8 shots.
Yeah. and he gave up a hat trick halfway through the second period.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it was bad. So I'm going with Nashville because they just scared me straight last night. PK Subban is he's their big name, but he hasn't been playing too well, but they got other guys. They have great defensemen.
I'm telling you, it's the curse of the cover. He's on
Yeah,
the cover of the
yeah.
new hockey game this year. Every time you're on the cover of a sports game, you
Yep.
do bad that year
Yep,
or the
yep.
next year.
The Blackhawks got 2 covers in like 6 years.
And
They're
where are
not
they
good
now?
anymore. But yeah, they got great defensemen, great goalie who he's good. Kind of like the starting who should be playing goalie for the Capitals, Braden Holtby. Good net protector, good with his leg pads. And I think they can make it happen in the playoffs. And then I have my dark horse team, Calgary, led by Johnny Gaudreau.
No.
And no comment. This team, I have not seen them play, but I think they can get it done. They're making a lot of noise in the NHL. It's a franchise that used to have a lot of glory. Old players, Theo Fleury, guys like that. They're famous for having little goal scorers. And I think Johnny Gaudreau can get it done. Apparently, they have a good goalie. Again, haven't seen him play, but dark horse team, there you go.
All right, so you've never seen him play. Maybe you've seen video here and there.
Yep.
Where are you getting Calgary from? What is telling you to pick Calgary? NHL Network?
Highlights.
Highlights?
That's pretty much all you need to
YouTube.
know.
YouTube it, guys.
Just watch the best of every team.
Best of every team, and Calgary's right there. Johnny Gaudreau right there. Dark horse. On my end, I have 2 Eastern Conference teams, unlike my colleague, one Western and one Eastern. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as one of my first picks, only because they're really hot this year. Last year, they made it to the finals of the Eastern Conference Finals and lost to the Stanley Cup champions, Washington.
Yep.
But, I really think they can get it done this year. They're really looking good. Looks like they're putting missing pieces together that they had last year that the Capitals took advantage of. I really think they can get it done this year. And my other pick, Boston.
They're playing well.
Boston has been playing very well recently. 2 games before the Winter Classic and up through the Winter Classic up until the present day right now. I really think that Boston has something going right here. I really think it'll be Tampa Bay and Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals to play for the Stanley Cup. I really do think it can be one of those teams moving on and winning that cup against a Western Conference team.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to point out that's the easy way out for any people that
don't
know a lot about
it's
hockey.
not the easy way out. I know more about hockey than you, Ed, okay?
But,
I will call you out right now.
Anyway, I beg to differ there.
Oh, all right, let's hear it.
But anyway, again, another thing about Boston, they're a team where they're maybe not, kind of like Nashville, they're maybe not best player, but they're big named, Zdeno Chara. I think
They have Brad Marchand.
pretty much it's like no, I think like Patrice Bergeron, guys like
Yeah.
that, they can get it done.
Yeah.
But I think what's interesting about them, kind of like PK Subban having a down year, Chara, he's supposed to be this big enforcer guy. Like
Look at him, dude. He's like
and all
800
that.
years old.
Yeah, but he literally, like, Ovechkin has gray hair. He has no hair, and he has like Chara has 2 little hairs like sticking out of the top of his head. And he looks like he's been like beaten with a baseball bat over the years.
Well,
and
when you were around when the dinosaurs were, it's
I think,
not easy to look good.
I think Ovechkin dethroned him last night. Kind of like when Ovechkin single-handedly, he kind of took on Crosby in the playoffs last year, and he said, "This is my time. You are not winning another cup." And he just laid him out again and again and said, "No, sir." And kind of like Ovechkin has just taken out the best players in the league one by one.
Yeah.
Threw Chara in the bench.
He did.
Plastered him. And
He did. I will give Ovechkin that. Chara is the biggest player to ever play in the NHL, so that was very impressive to see. I don't know if you were watching that game live. I'm sure you were, but I was. And to see that happen, I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah, I think Ovechkin, he definitely, I think, he's one of those guys, he knows exactly how good he is. He knows exactly how big he is. And he likes to use his size to use it because the players in the league are getting smaller.
Yeah.
And Chara's an outlier now. Even he's freaking 6'8", and so
What? That's like 7'2" on skates, something like that.
Yeah, and so, but I think Ovechkin knows exactly how big he is, and he just likes to pick on little guys. Crosby was one of the original this generation small but really good players, and Ovechkin now. They're getting older. Crosby's not as quick as he used to be. He's taking advantage of it. He's picking on him a little bit. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. And then
Interesting.
yeah.
Say right there.
So
Right?
okay, guys, that is it for part 1. We're gonna continue on to part 2. We got best player in the league big time, and then we got our hot takes, so join us for part 2.